Okay, have you ever reached, like, way back in a closet
Right.
or, like, down in the basement,
Yep.
and you get that, like, oh, what was that? Like, creepy crawly feeling.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so we've all been there,
Mm-hmm.
had a spider encounter.
Yep.
But today, we're going beyond just, like, the ick factor.
Okay.
We're going to dive deep into what's really going on with spiders in our homes
Right.
and how to handle them.
Okay.
And you brought us some website copy from Freedom Wildlife Solutions.
Yeah, this is a pest control company
Okay.
that serves Clayton, North Carolina,
Oh,
and like the surrounding areas.
so I was looking at this,
Yeah.
and it's not just like your typical
Yeah.
exterminator ad.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually gives us some really valuable insight into, like, spider behavior,
Yeah, absolutely.
the risk that they pose,
Mm,
and some strategies for controlling them.
for sure.
So maybe by the end of this deep dive,
Okay.
you won't even need to call an exterminator.
Maybe not.
Who knows?
Yes.
Okay, so the website starts off
Yes.
saying something that might surprise you.
All right.
Spiders aren't just these, like, unwanted invaders.
Oh, okay.
They're actually part of a delicate ecosystem.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they go on to highlight the ecological benefits, like
Yeah.
controlling other insect populations.
Sadly.
They're like these little tiny pest control agents.
Oh, wow.
Working 20/47.
That's crazy.
Think about it. Without spiders,
Yeah.
we might be overrun with all sorts of other bugs.
That's true.
Yeah,
So they're actually doing us a favor.
in a way. Yeah.
In a way, that's a new perspective.
Totally.
But then there's always a but, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
So the website goes on to explain,
Okay.
when spiders cross the line from beneficial
Yeah.
to a straight-up problem,
Okay.
and they point out 4 key issues
Right.
that can signal that it's time to take action.
Gotcha.
First, you've got infestations,
Right.
which obviously means you've got a lot more spiders
Mhm.
than the average person would be comfortable with.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That can be a sign of a larger pest problem.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
Like, a lot of spiders means a lot of food for them.
exactly.
So that means that there's other bugs around
Yeah.
that they're eating.
Yeah, so more spiders
Yeah,
means more of their food,
exactly.
which is a sign
Yeah,
you might have an underlying pest problem
you got it.
that needs addressing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the second issue they highlight
Okay.
is unsightly webbing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we all know that spiders love to build webs.
Right.
It's kind of their thing.
Is their signature?
But when your home starts to look like Halloween decorations year-round,
Yeah, I get it.
that's when it becomes a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
The webs themselves aren't, like, harmful. But
Right.
when there's tons of them,
Yeah.
it can make your house look
Yeah.
not great.
Okay, issue number 3,
Okay.
the fear factor. I know some of you out there
Right.
are totally cool with spiders,
Sure.
but for a lot of people,
Oh, yeah.
they trigger some
Yeah.
serious arachnophobia.
For sure.
And Freedom Wildlife Solutions
Yeah.
acknowledges this is a very real and valid concern.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They say
Yeah.
that fear of spiders can really, like, make you not enjoy your own house.
Right, like it can really affect how you feel
Totally.
in your own home.
For sure. Like,
Yeah.
it's not something to be like, oh, just get over it.
Right, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's the final issue,
Okay.
and it's a big one.
Oh.
Bites.
Okay.
Now, the website stresses that spider bites are actually pretty rare,
Okay.
but they can happen.
Right.
And some spiders, like the black widow and the brown recluse,
Oh, yeah.
can have venom that poses serious health risks.
That's true.
So it's definitely something to be aware of.
Yeah, they're right to point that out
Yeah.
because even though most spider bites aren't a big deal,
Right.
some of them you need to go to the doctor.
Yes, absolutely.
So you really got to be able to tell, like, is this one of the bad ones?
Yeah.
Or is this one that's just going to be a little itchy for a little bit?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we've established that sometimes
Okay.
spiders can go from being helpful little bug eaters
Right.
to a real headache.
For sure.
Now, how does Freedom Wildlife Solutions step in to help?
Okay.
Well, they spend a good chunk of their website
Yeah.
talking about their expertise and qualifications.
Okay.
They mention being highly trained,
Mm-hmm.
certified technicians,
Right.
licensed and insured,
Gotcha.
and a local family-owned business.
Okay.
What do you think they're going for here?
They're trying to build trust,
Go-
right? Because when you're letting somebody into your house
Yeah,
to do something like pest control,
yeah,
you want to make sure they know what they're doing,
absolutely.
right? Like you want somebody who's professional, who's going to treat your house with respect.
Right, like you can trust them.
Exactly.
It's like they're saying,
Yeah.
hey, we know what we're doing.
Right.
We're qualified.
We got this.
And we're going to treat your home with respect.
Exactly.
Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
How do they actually tackle spider control?
All right.
Well, the website outlines a 3-step approach.
Gotcha.
And the first step is
Drum roll, please.
inspection.
Makes sense.
Right.
So this is what makes them different from the other guys.
Oh, okay.
You know, the ones who just come in and spray everything.
Gotcha.
They're actually taking the time to look around first to figure out what's going on.
So they're not just like spraying and praying.
Nope.
It's more like they're sending in a spider detective,
Yeah.
right? Examining the scene,
Looking for clues.
looking for clues.
Yep.
They need to figure out the extent of the problem,
Mm-hmm.
identify the types of spiders involved,
Yeah.
and determine the best course of action.
Absolutely.
Not just about spraying and praying.
Nope.
And that careful assessment
Yeah.
leads them to the second step,
Okay.
customized solutions.
All right.
This is where their expertise really comes into play.
For sure.
So tell me more about these customized solutions.
Okay.
What exactly are we talking about here?
Well, they emphasize that their solutions
Yeah.
are tailored to each individual situation.
Okay.
They're addressing the specific needs of the client
Right.
and the unique characteristics of the infestation.
Gotcha.
It's not just one size fits all.
Okay. Okay, so it sounds like they really take the time to like understand what's going on
Yeah.
before just jumping in with solutions.
Right.
So can you break down
Sure.
what some of those customized solutions might look like?
So a few things they mention.
Okay.
First, they emphasize the importance of identification and removal,
Okay.
not just of the spiders themselves,
Right.
but their egg sacs too.
The egg sacs.
Yeah, this is about preventing future generations from hatching.
And like making the problem worse.
So it's not just about getting rid of the spiders you can see right now.
Right.
It's about stopping the problem at the source.
Exactly.
Uh,
And then they talk about habitat modification,
Okay.
which is all about making your home
Okay.
less appealing to spiders.
So like taking away a spider's welcome mat.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, so how do you actually modify a habitat to make it less spider friendly?
So
What kinds of things are we talking about here?
they mention a few different things.
Okay.
One is reducing outdoor lighting
Okay.
because bright lights attract insects,
Right.
and insects are what the spiders eat.
Oh, that makes sense.
So you're basically cutting off the spider's food supply.
Wow. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
I guess I've been unintentionally inviting spiders over for a midnight snack.
Yeah. That happens.
Another thing they suggest is proper storage,
Yeah.
because spiders love clutter
Right.
and dark, undisturbed places.
Exactly.
So by keeping things organized,
And stored in sealed containers,
yeah,
you're eliminating those tempting hiding spots.
you got it.
So basically, a good spring cleaning could go a long way
Right.
in preventing spiders from moving in.
Absolutely.
And finally, they mention regular cleaning,
Yeah.
especially of those often forgotten nooks and crannies.
Right, because spiders love to build webs
Right.
in like dusty corners and under furniture.
Yeah.
So a good vacuuming session
Yeah.
can really make them feel less welcome.
All right. So it sounds like habitat modification is all about being proactive
Right.
and making your home less inviting to spiders in the first place.
Exactly.
Well, what about those situations where you've already got a spider problem
Okay.
and those preventative measures just aren't enough?
Right.
What happens then?
That's where chemical controls come in.
Okay.
Now, Freedom Wildlife Solutions emphasizes
Okay.
that they only use chemical treatments as a last resort
Right.
after they've exhausted all other options.
So they're not just coming in and spraying everything down with pesticides
No, not at all.
right off the bat.
They actually talk about how important it is
Yeah.
to use these chemicals safely,
Okay.
responsibly, and only in like the areas where it's absolutely necessary.
It's reassuring to hear.
Yeah.
But what about those of us
Yeah.
who are trying to be more eco-conscious
Mm-hmm.
and avoid harsh chemicals
Right.
whenever possible?
Sure.
Are there any alternative methods?
So they don't get into detail about like
Yeah.
specific alternative methods on their website.
Okay.
However, because they emphasize like
Yeah.
a holistic 3-step approach,
Right.
they would probably be open to discussing those options.
Yeah.
If that's something that you're interested in.
Right. It sounds like they're not just pushing like a one-size-fits-all solution. They're
Mhm.
really trying to understand what the client wants and needs.
Absolutely. They seem to prioritize
Okay.
communication and collaboration
Yeah.
with their clients, which is really important
That's a good sign.
for sure.
Okay. So we've talked about their 3-step approach:
Yeah.
inspection,
Mhm.
customized solutions,
Right.
and responsible use of chemical controls as a last resort.
Gotcha.
But they also mentioned something else that caught my eye.
Okay.
Ongoing support and maintenance.
Oh, yeah.
So this is another key point.
Yeah, this is what sets them apart.
Sets them apart.
From just like one-time fix, you know?
So it's not just like
yeah.
a one-time visit and then you're on your own.
No, they offer
Okay.
follow-up visits,
Okay.
monitoring,
Right.
and preventative measures
Yeah.
to help ensure that the spiders don't come back.
That makes sense. Because even if you get rid of the spiders you have now,
Right.
there's always a chance new ones could move in,
Yeah.
especially if you haven't addressed the underlying reasons
Right.
they were attracted to your home in the first place.
Exactly. It's about creating a sustainable solution
Okay.
so they don't come back.
Okay, so Freedom Wildlife Solutions seems to be all about taking like a preventative,
Yeah.
holistic approach
Mm-hmm.
to spider control.
For sure.
They emphasize their expertise,
Mm-hmm.
their qualifications,
Right.
their customized solutions,
Yeah.
and their commitment to ongoing support.
Exactly.
But something I noticed throughout their website copy
Okay.
is this recurring theme
Yeah.
of being a local,
Right.
family-owned business
Yeah.
deeply rooted in the Clayton community.
I see what you mean.
Why do you think they're doing that?
I think for a lot of people,
Yeah.
choosing a local business
Yeah.
just feels better. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
you're supporting your community. It's like
Yeah.
you know them
Right,
a
right.
little bit better.
Creates a sense of trust.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they're saying, hey, we're your neighbors.
yeah,
We understand your concerns,
right.
and we're here to help.
Exactly.
It adds a personal touch.
Yeah, for sure.
So we've talked a lot about their approach to spider control, their qualifications, their local ties.
Mm-hmm.
But something that really stood out to me
Okay.
is their emphasis on education and prevention.
Yeah,
They don't just want to treat the problem.
right.
They want to empower you to prevent it from happening again.
I like that.
And they offer some really practical tips, too.
Oh, yeah, like what?
Like, did you know that reducing clutter can actually help with spider control?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
The less clutter you have,
Yeah.
the fewer places spiders have to hide.
They also talk about sealing cracks and crevices,
Yeah, to prevent them from getting in the first place.
which can prevent spiders from entering your home in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like building a fortress against those eight-legged invaders.
You
They're
got
cutting off their access points
right,
and making your home less inviting.
for sure.
And then there's the classic advice about regular cleaning.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's not always fun,
Yeah.
but keeping things tidy can make a big difference.
Absolutely. Spiders love like
Yeah.
dusty corners
Right.
and undisturbed places.
Yeah.
So regular cleaning kind of disrupts their habitat,
Yeah.
makes them feel less welcome.
So it's really a multi-pronged approach.
Exactly.
You're not just relying on one method.
Right.
You're combining multiple strategies
Yeah.
to create a spider-resistant environment.
That's the key to effective pest management.
Oh.
Understanding the pest,
Right.
understanding your environment, and
Yeah.
implementing a plan
Okay.
that takes all the different factors into account.
So it's like solving a puzzle.
Right.
You need to find all the pieces
Yeah.
and fit them together to get the complete picture.
You got it.
Speaking of fitting things together,
Okay.
something we haven't discussed yet
Yeah.
is the specific types of chemicals
Okay.
Freedom Wildlife Solutions uses
Right.
in their control methods.
Yeah.
Do they shed any light on that on their website?
So they don't really give a lot of detail about that.
Oh, that's kind of a dumber.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if I'm thinking about hiring a pest control company,
Right.
I definitely want to know, like,
Yeah.
the kind of chemicals they're using in my home.
Especially if you have kids.
Especially if I was kids or pets.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
So it'd be helpful
Yeah.
if they had more information about that.
Yeah, like, are they using those traditional harsh pesticides?
Right.
Or are they opting for, like, the more eco-friendly alternatives?
Yeah, like what are they actually spraying?
It's something a lot of people are concerned about these days.
Absolutely.
But I guess that's a conversation
Yeah.
you'd need to have directly with them during that initial inspection.
For sure, always ask questions
Yeah.
if you're not sure about something.
So we've learned a lot about Freedom Wildlife Solutions
We have.
and their approach to spider control.
Yeah.
They seem to be pretty thorough
Mm,
and responsible,
right.
emphasizing customized solutions
Yeah,
and a holistic approach.
absolutely.
But something that's been lingering in my mind
Oh.
throughout this whole deep dive
Yeah.
is this idea of spiders as beneficial creatures.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's easy to forget that
Right.
when you're staring down a giant spider web in your basement.
Yeah, totally.
But they really do
They do.
play a vital role in our ecosystem.
Such an important part of
Yeah.
keeping other bugs in check.
Yeah, imagine a world without spiders.
Oh, no, thank you.
Yeah.
You would be overrun.
We would be overrun with all sorts of other creepy crawlies
For sure.
that could damage crops,
Mm-hmm.
spread diseases,
Yeah.
and just generally make our lives more unpleasant.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about it.
That's a thought I'd rather not dwell on.
Me neither.
So it's all about finding that balance, right?
Yeah.
Respecting spiders
Mm-hmm.
for the important role they play,
Right.
but also taking steps to manage them when they become a nuisance or a threat in our homes.
Exactly. Finding ways
Yeah.
to live with them
Yeah.
peacefully.
Now, something that Freedom Wildlife Solutions didn't touch on in their website copy,
Okay.
but that I think is worth considering,
Yeah.
is this idea of attracting natural predators
Okay.
to help control spider populations.
Oh, that's interesting.
Things like birds or bats
Right.
that feed on spiders.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of anyone using that strategy?
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
And it really fits with their whole, like, eco-conscious approach, you know?
exactly.
So things like
Yeah.
putting up birdhouses or
Yeah.
bat boxes.
Yeah, to make your yard
Just make it a nice place for them to live.
more inviting for them.
Yeah, exactly.
So instead of just eliminating spiders,
Right.
you're creating a more balanced ecosystem
Yeah.
where they're kept in check naturally.
It's like you're inviting the spider's natural enemies over for dinner.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I think we've just about reached the end of our
Okay.
spider web of knowledge.
Yeah.
We've learned a lot about Freedom Wildlife Solutions,
Mm-hmm.
their approach to spider control,
Yeah.
and even some broader ecological perspectives
For sure.
on these often misunderstood creatures.
They get a bad rap.
I have to say, I started this deep dive with a bit of apprehension,
Yeah, I get it.
but I'm leaving with a newfound appreciation for spiders
Me too.
and a better understanding of how to manage them responsibly.
It's amazing what you can learn
Mm.
from just one website, right?
Absolutely, and armed with this knowledge,
Yeah.
maybe the next time you encounter a spider in your home, you'll feel a little less fear and a little more understanding.
Or at least you'll know who to call
Yeah.
if you need help.
Freedom Wildlife Solutions.
Your friendly neighborhood spider experts.
Thanks for joining us on this 8-legged adventure.
It's been fun.
We hope you've learned something new
Yeah,
and maybe even changed your perspective a little bit.
a little bit.
Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.